name is Amy Watson. I'm going to be giving a portfolio presentation over my internship last summer. And this internship was with Superior Construction. They have two different sections, and then we worked on the project in Terre Haute, Indiana, which was on the Margaret Avenue. And this project mostly involved a big overpass that was over a rail yard, and this was due to a whole bunch of cars backing up or having to go way out of their way in order to avoid all these trains that were coming through and just sitting on the tracks. This project also expanded further down to include multiple drainage sites, storm drains, and then so all that is being worked on as well. So some of the biggest challenges we encountered were with the rail yard, having to work around them. No one was allowed to be near the tracks within so many feet when trains were coming through or even stopped on the tracks. This became a big issue when we were setting our beams. And then we also encountered issues with our backfill material. So when we were putting down our backfill material, it started doing what they call pumping when the trucks would drive over it. And so this means that our material was not getting compacted the way it needed to, and so that it was very liquid in movement. So we had to find different ways in order to get this to dry out so that we could actually compact the material the way it needed to be. We also encountered a couple challenges with our cranes. The big issue that we had is on our second day of beam setting, we went out and got the crane started. Our one crane was not able to lift its boom, so we had to have a truck come out and figure out what was going on with the crane in order for us to be able to set beams. So we had a lot of triumph and lessons in our project as well. Our biggest triumph and lessons came from our beams. Our big triumph was getting our beams finally on site. So we had to push our initial beam setting date back because our backfill had made us take longer than what we expected to get everything ready for the beams. We also learned a lesson with the beams with transportation because the beams came in on semis, and when the trucks were only expecting there to be there for a day, and with the rail yard, our first day we weren't able to set any beams at all. And so the trucks came into an issue when they needed to leave the next day, and so we learned that we either needed to have a drop site for the beams or we needed to coordinate with the trucks to let them know that they may be there for more than one day. And then my internship also gave me a lot of opportunities. I got a lot of connections through Superior. We got to go visit the portage office, and we also got to visit their equipment yard in Gary. And in Gary, we also got to actually run a couple pieces of equipment and kind of see what our operators worked with on a day-to-day basis. At the portage office, we also had what they call an intern leadership day, and this is a big event where we spend the whole day in portage, and they have events and stuff for us set up to do, and we give a presentation, and this year's presentation was on safety, and so we got to give our presentations and had a big roundtable discussion about some stuff later on. And then we also got to go and see a couple different project sites, and so one of those projects was actually here in Lafayette on their bridge deck pour on Sagamore Parkway over the Wabash. And then so you can see the picture here of the morning that we were out. We got up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And that is all.